gents. It's your boy Giff in here. Slim's been temporarily hacked. We're reacting to Cavion Williams. I met this girl from a dating app, and this is what happened. Part 3. So let's just get into it. Hold on. Who is it? Oh, what's up, Slim?
Hey, what's good, bro? What's good, YouTube? SlimTv here to put a cent or two on this reoccurring topic. We got my cousin, Cavion Williams. He part 3 of the dating. Now, I had to bring my other cousin Gift in here because, he got a little bit more experience. So I wanted him to kind of shed some light on the situation. So without further ado, man, let's get into it. Y'all thought I was gonna let this dude just be in my room and make a video without me? Like, are you kidding me?
Listen,
All right, but yeah, for real though. What's up?
let's get straight to it. Let's get straight to it.
Okay.
You seen the last video, last time where we left off. I was really mad at myself because I didn't go for the kiss at the end of the second date.
My bad, bro.
And
Pause
then
it.
after the date.
All right, so there's 3 videos. The first video, he's got a date off with a girl named E with a hinge, and it went relatively well. They got some ice cream, they walked around. Okay, cool. Second date, they got some pasta, and he was kind of regretting not going for the kiss in the second date. And now we're here at the third date. Now, Gift, do you have anything to add before we continue?
So, if you go back on the videos, I have elaborated on, give a little bit of my 2 cents. This is my first time reacting to the third one, so I'm just going to take it as a face value as we proceed.
Right. I'll put all the video in the description and probably like in those little cards that come up on the top right. But now let's get into it.
Yep.
And this happened part 3. If you seen the last video, last time where we left off, I was really mad at myself because I didn't go for the kiss at the end of the second date. And then after the date was over, I texted her and said to her, "Hey, hope you get home safe, and I had a good time with you." I said something like that. And she didn't reply at all. And I went to sleep just like really, honestly, like depressed, honestly. Not because it was just her, but just because I was just mad at myself, basically. And then the next morning I woke up, first thing I do is check my phone. I see that she did text me, but she said, sorry, she thought she responded to this. But she had a good time too. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. That just kind of pissed me off. So yeah, that's a quick little recap of last story. After 2 days of going by, I kind of just stopped thinking about it. Well, I stopped beating myself up. I stopped beating myself up for it because I'm like, at the end of the day, the damage is done. Like, there's nothing I could do now.
Right.
The only thing I could do is just learn from my mistake and just be better next time. I can't keep beating myself
All right,
up.
so pause the video.
So I had.
So, I mean, first off, if you watch the first 2 videos, you realize that he really didn't do too bad. I think he could have been a little bit more aggressive, but, there's no need to get down on yourself over someone that you pretty much just met.
Facts.
Regardless of if 7 hours was spent in total, whilst meeting this person on the between the 2 dates, you still really don't know them. So there's really no reason to get beat up about it and be depressed. If anything, you should rejoice because you have more opportunity to meet other people, to be completely honest.
See, and a key point that I've realized from watching the first 2, I mean, there's a lot of time that was spent and not too much advancement. When you're spending that much time on a date, especially when you're getting to know someone, we should be trying to make some type of progress or get closer to our goal and have a goal in mind. So with this video, I hope to see that there was a goal or some type of execution executed, for lack of better terminology. But let's get back into it.
Yes, sir.
I let about 5 days go by before I texted her again to set up a third date. And at this point, when I'm getting ready to text her, I'm like, she's probably going to say no. I'm expecting a no, but, the least I could do is try, And I told myself, if God blesses me, blesses me enough to get this third date, I promise you I will go for the kiss.
Okay.
Like, the feeling that I felt on that after that second date, I'm like, I never want to feel that feeling again.
Right.
I promise you I will go for it. I don't care if she dodges me. I don't care if she smacks me. I have to go for it.
All right, so this is a key point. All right, so I would advise everyone to get caught up to where we're at. Watch the first and second. If not the first, at least the second one. Um, so he didn't go and initiate. He was thinking about at the end of the day, after spending roughly 4 hours with this woman, that he wanted to execute at the end of the date. Key point: during the date, look at. I mean, from his perspective, I would say look back on the times that you saw throughout the date where you could have executed, and start there for this third preparation. But he already has the right mindset. See, now his goal is going in with the mindset, I'm going to kiss her, as opposed to, should I have kissed her?
Now, I'm gonna be honest, bro. On the first date, I already know if I want to kiss the chick or not. So I might go for it the first, definitely the second, you know.
Right.
But furthermore, that was a key point you just made because throughout this video, we're gonna see that there was multiple signs where he could have went for something more, but he just missed them. And I think everybody kind of does that. But the main thing, knowing is half the battle, man. You just have to have a game plan. Even the date that you set with the girl, you have to know how you would go for the kiss if you were to go for it on the date.
A key point also, I'm gonna say, first date, that may be too early. Now, certain women, they are,
Yeah,
there's different women, but you just gotta feel the energy. Um,
right.
but the second date, as he said, as Slim said, definitely try to figure out a window. You know, let's see where this third date went.
Yeah, let's let it ride for a little bit.
To this point, it's now or never. So far, what you guys think of the story? Let me know in the comments. Okay. I text her. I'm like, hey, how you doing today? I was seeing if you'd be down to go to the movies and grab some food after. I'm like, so my mindset was, I could possibly kiss her in the movie theaters, but if not, we still have time to go somewhere else after and get food. So at some point, I was gonna kiss her. Like, I promise you, I was. It was just, I was gonna do it. I was gonna go for it, basically. So she texts back like an hour later or something like that, and it's like, yeah, I'm sure I'm down. She's like, when and where, whatever. Uh, yeah, she said like when and where. But mine, I'm at school right now, so I can't really respond to the text immediately. I see it on my computer, but I'm listening to the teacher, so I can't really text. So I text her back probably like 4 hours later after school ended, and I'm like, okay, we'll go to this place at this time, whatever. And she doesn't respond. Doesn't respond at all. For the rest of the night, doesn't respond. I'm like, well, that's weird. I check in the morning, the next morning, look at my phone, no response. I'm like, that's weird. So basically, 24 hours had gone by. She never responded to it.
All right, so this is another key point. This is why it's important as a man to have options, so that you're not keeping. It's important to keep tabs on a woman that you really like, but never feel like you're waiting on them. You're the prize, so you should be feeling like they're waiting on you. You know, especially after you already executed and made plans for y'all to meet up. Don't discourage yourself off of the lack of, maybe not even interest, but determination, or seeing through to the mission that has been set forth.
Right, and it's also important to realize that people have lives. A lot of these guys are like, man, if she don't text back within the 5 minutes, she's for the birds. It's like, all right, bro, like maybe if you don't text back within a day or two, sure, but you got to give people a chance, bro. You can't just be on their back, and also that just breeds and shows that how desperate you really are, and we don't want people to think that we're desperate.
Facts, facts. We're aspiring to be gentlemen of high upstanding culture and value. So we shouldn't be basically basing our worth off of if this woman rocks with us, or if she's responding. You know, look at that time as, maybe this is time for me to work on myself. Maybe I can go hit the gym. Maybe I can find other things that you can work on. But yeah,
Right, exactly. Let's continue.
right.
The text. I'm like, wow. For a second, I was getting a little happy because like she agreed to go on a third date, even though I kind of screwed up the second date. And then this happens. She just basically like ghosts me, and I felt a little hurt. I didn't feel as bad as I did after that second date. After I didn't go for the kiss, but I felt a little upset. I'm like, dang, why is she even? Dang, what was the point of that? 24 hours had gone by, and she finally texts me back and says, "Hey, I'm sorry. I got into a little car hit," or she called it something weird. You know?
Bullshit. All right. So why are we? You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's just come straight forward. You know, from what I'm seeing, my man Cavion has came straight forward. He hasn't been trying to avoid. If anything, he's been more on the receiving end of the BS. You know, so it's just like what is her goal, and that's another thing that needs to be initiated or understood in this third date. I hope to see that.
Well, see, bro. Here's the thing, though. Women don't really have a goal on the date. They're really looking for someone to come through and lead. All right. So if anything, their goal is to get something for free.
Mm,
Yeah, that's like the ultimate goal. So for me, I think Cavion just needs to initiate and have better plans and stick to those plans. We're going to get more into it later, though. So let's continue, man, because it's a lot to unpack here.
right.
And we're only 4 minutes in.
Didn't say like a car crash. She said she got into a little car scratch, or I forgot what she called it, but she didn't say car crash. So I think she said she bumped her car, or something, basically.
Sideswipe.
And at first, I was about to say, "Nah, you guys gonna kill me for this one. You were gonna kill me for this one." At first, I was gonna say, um, "Hey, I'm really sorry that happened." Well, first off, I didn't really believe her, honestly, at first.
You should.
And then even if I did believe her, I'm like, so if you get into like a little car wreck, like why does it take you 24 hours to respond? See, and that's on me. That's on me. Luckily, I didn't say that. But I know you probably think I'm crazy right now for thinking that, but that was my mindset. Like, as long as she's not actually hurt, or whatever. Because she didn't say she got hurt. She said she was okay. I'm like, so why does it take 24 hours to respond? That was just my mindset going into it. But, luckily I told my sister what I was about to say. She was like, "Oh no, don't say that, don't say that. You sound like kind of insecure or whatever." So thank God I didn't. Thank God I didn't say that. So, anyways, so she says we could like reschedule. And she says, "Am I free on like Wednesday or Thursday?" And Thursday is December 19th. December 19th is my birthday. And when she says Thursday, I don't really do much for my birthday. Birthday comes, so I'm not thinking, oh, Thursday is my birthday. I'm just thinking, oh, Thursday, yeah, I have no work, I'm free. Like, cool, let's do Thursday. Once Thursday gets closer and closer, I'm like, wait, hold up, Thursday's my birthday. I'm like, okay, I don't really mind. I'm spending time with a girl that I like. I'll spend a couple hours with her. Then after that, I'll go hang out with some friends. Like, I don't mind that. So she basically sets up the date. She says Thursday at like noon, and then she says like, let's just go to Panda Express. I'm like, okay, cool. Nice little chill date. Like, I don't mind that. So, all right, here we go. The story's about to get a little crazier now.
All right.
So Thursday comes.
I get
My car wash, take a hot shower, just scrub myself. You know what I'm saying? Just getting, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Get
get ready
fresh.
for the big day. My birthday, and I get a kiss. And I'm going.
So as we saw, man, Cavion kind of had somewhat of a downtrodden attitude about her not responding to the date, but now she responded, and so now his attitude is starting to come up a little bit more. We cannot let women have that effect on us.
Facts.
We can't have anything but ourselves. We cannot let anything but ourselves have that type of control on our emotions. If someone controls your emotions, man, they got you. That's how strong men are turned into weak puppies. If you've ever seen Star Wars, Princess Leia pretty much had Anakin's emotions, and that's why Anakin turned to the dark side, because he wanted her so bad that he was willing to give up the morals and values that he was taught about being a Jedi. But on the same token, though, the Jedi rules were kind of messed up anyway. But we're not gonna get into that whole bag of worms. What I'm saying though is that we need to keep our emotions in check, and we need to keep them on a steady pace. Do not let anybody give you inclines or declines in emotion. Well, I mean, let things make you happy, but what I'm saying is, don't get so invested into things so soon to where it can just damper your whole mood.
Yeah, well, that's factual, and also a point that I would make, being that he acknowledged that his birthday was on the same date of this date that she set up. He didn't have to. I mean, he did, I don't think I haven't seen the rest of the video, but it's not a thing that you should make it a huge point. But if it just so happens that the day is on your birthday, she set it up, and you're more than um, willing to see her on this date, still let it be known that you have plans. Still let it be known, like, that this is a special day. This is the day that you were born on, so that she can acknowledge that and she can come correct. You know,
Mm, I think that's neither here nor there, honestly. I mean, that's a personal choice. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
we'll see. We'll see though. Let's
It's
continue.
this day, like, it's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a great day. And so the day comes, and I pull up. She pulls up, and I give her a little side hug, and then she
Why are we giving side hugs on the third date?
Definitely should be a full hug. Let's
Yeah,
continue.
definitely.
actually remembers my birthday. Like when we walk in, she says, what she say? She was like, "Is today your birthday?" I'm like,
Hmm.
"Oh yeah, it is. I'm surprised you remembered." Because I think I said it like really briefly. I don't even remember even saying the exact day. I just said it was coming up.
She rocks with
And
you.
she was like, "Is today your birthday?" I'm like, "Yeah, it actually is." She's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Wait." I'm like, "How did you know that?" And she was like, I don't know. I remember someone telling me their birthday was December 19th. I didn't know if it was yours or not. And then she even offered to pay. She was like, since I'm taking you out today, I could pay. I'm like, "Oh no, it's all good." She was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine." She's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "All right, okay, you can pay. You can pay. You can pay."
All right, good move. Good
So
move.
she ends up paying for the food. Um, and then after that, let me mute my phone. It keeps ringing. Okay, so after that, yeah, we get our food, then we go sit down, we're just talking. Um, so we're there for about probably like an hour, maybe 2 hours, just talking. And then the conversation took a little turn. We were just talking about like our birthday. I forgot. I don't really remember what we were talking about at all. I really don't remember, but it was a little calm, little conversation. We ain't doing too much. She starts asking me about previous dates and stuff. Previous dates I went on.
You said what happened?
Pity paddle went around. That's it.
Man, yeah, bro. Yeah.
And the most recent date I went on before that was with this girl. I ain't gonna say her name, but some girl from my job. And I thought the date went really well with me and her, the girl from my job. But because the conversation flowed well and stuff. And this is what I'm telling her. I'm like, the conversation flowed pretty well. Because she was asking me, like, why didn't it work out?
Keep going, bro. Keep going.
No,
Just let it keep playing.
The-
No, bro, we're getting to a good part, bro. You can pause after the bombshell hits, bro. You'll know when to pause.
fam. This all right.
Bro, just trust me. Just trust me.
I'm gonna go back. Because this is a key point. He already messed up because you're bringing another date into the current date. That I just gotta let that be known. But yeah, we can continue.
Well, the conversation flowed pretty well. I had a really good time with it. I think we got along pretty well. But maybe I didn't give off like enough, like maybe I wasn't flirty enough. I was being like too friendly. I was giving off like friendly vibes. She was like, "Oh, really?" It's like, "Yeah, I noticed that." I'm like, wait, what?
Whoa. I missed something. Hold on.
Maybe I wasn't flirty enough. I was being like too friendly. I was giving off like friendly vibes. She was like,
This is what I was talking about. I don't know. You gotta make it apparent of what the goal is.
You
It
want.
doesn't
Right.
right. It doesn't have to be a very direct approach unless that is what, like I said, you reading the woman's energy. Unless that's what type of time she's on, don't make that apparent. But still be throwing little hints and clues of, you see her in this attractive way and not just in a friendship way.
Right. Right. Like you have to leave breadcrumbs, bro. I mean, some people are overly overt with it. But I mean, just making little jokes, like even like mentioning like, marriage even. Like on like a joking tip, like, hey, like if we were married, like what do you think our kids would look like? Like it sounds corny, bro, but at least you're letting them know what you're trying to do.
Right. Let's continue.
But like,
Oh, my fault.
well, let me say this. Let me say this. I want you guys to watch The Ultimatum on Netflix, bro, and see what JR goes in there and he wrecks shop, bro.
All right, bro.
Bro, no, it's the truth, bro. That man went in there touching and feeling on all the women, like not nothing like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like he was making it known like what he's trying to do, and that's why he had a really strong connection with one of them.
That's facts. He was in there doing work. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, oh, really? So, yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, hold up, man. Like, what are we talking about here? What you mean you noticed that? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, I just noticed, this doesn't really feel like a date. It feels like more like we're just, like, friends hanging out. I'm like,
Tough.
and that just shot the confidence right out of me.
All right, bro. See, now, that should not have taken your confidence. That should be, what's the best way to put it? A maneuvering point, or a point that you can shift the topic, because then you can explain why you haven't already made that advancement, or why you haven't flirted. Talk to us how you talking to the people. Be transparent, not too transparent. You still want to leave a sense of mysteriousness, but let her know. Don't back out into a corner or lose your confidence because this is how she perceives you. Change the narrative.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, don't be a like that. That if you hear someone say anything of that nature, like if someone questions your toughness, if someone questions your intentions, I want you to see that as like a bat signal. You need to let out the person in you that you want to be in that moment. And so right now in that moment, Cavion pretty much wants to be her lover. Let's just keep it a beat. So with that being said, he needs to let out some of those thoughts that he may have had about her in private, not then like overly sexual, but like I said earlier, let her know that you want her.
Right. Right.
Right out of me, I'm telling you. I'm just like, and this is exactly what I tell her. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that is not my intentions at all. I just told her straight up, and she was like, "No, it's not a bad thing. Like, I'd rather you be like this than be like a jerk or anything." So, and the whole time, I don't even say nothing else. I'm just like, I don't really even want to talk at this point because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, that hurt.
Down.
That really, really hurt. And then after that, it was probably like about 3 minutes of just complete silence, like no talking. And
All right, bro. Listen. This is no, man. I gotta hear him out.
she was just like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom." So she goes to the bathroom. At that point, I'm starting to lose it because I'm like, should I just walk out now? I took the L. Let me just walk out. Let me just go home and
Defeated. I mean,
Let it play, let it play, let it play.
I'll never talk to this girl again. I'll just basically ghost her because I'm like,
wow.
that's kind of how I was feeling in that moment. I was literally thinking about walking out. But I'm like, oh, no, I shouldn't do that. And then like I'm on my phone, like I'm not even doing nothing on my phone. I'm just doing this. Like I'm not even doing nothing on my phone. I'm just like looking at it. So, okay. So after that, she comes out the bathroom. At this point, I kind of want to just like get up and go because I'm like, I don't even want to be in here. Like the vibes in this Panda Express is just not even it anymore. Let me see if I can just kind of salvage this, kind of change the environment or something. I remember on a previous date, she told me that Cold Stone had this banana ice cream that she liked or something like that. And there happened to be a Cold Stone right next to the Panda Express that we were at. So, after, we're done eating the food, I'm just like, hey, so do you want to try this ice cream from Cold Stone? Just trying to, salvage the moment. And she's like, yeah, I'm down. So we throw our food away, we go out, we get our ice cream. And then after that, we just start walking around. So at this point, I think the date was for 12. We do about 2 hours. It's 2 hours at Panda Express. We get our ice cream. And then we're walking around for like another 3 hours. And now we're back.
Way too much time. I mean, way too much time, fam. There's 2 hours previously, 3 hours. We're 5 hours in. And where was this kiss that we established? Where's the goal? Where have,
See, right now, I'm looking at it. I've seen the video before, guys. I'm not gonna hold. He's my cousin after all. I mean, I gotta keep up with the content. Regardless, um, from a standpoint of me not seeing the video, he still has a whole 24 minutes. I mean, well, I guess what 20 or 13 minutes left in the video, and he's saying that he's trying to salvage it. So right now, bro, he can make some more openings. He did make it clear that that was not his intention to just be a friend. And then right afterwards, she went to the bathroom. I don't necessarily know what that means, but the fact that that was in succession makes me think, okay, she might have went back there to freshen up.
that she also probably was on the phone with a girl. When a girl goes to the bathroom, 9 times out of 10, they're going to clear their mind or get understanding or grasp the situation that they're in currently. That's what I've understood.
Right.
So when she said she went to the bathroom, that don't call it a red flag. Just call it an intermission. Same way that he was, gathering his thoughts, figuring out his next move. That's exactly what she was doing. So it was a good break. She initiated it. He made a good move. Came back with the cold stone. Very good move. Now let's see what he does with that.
Well, okay. Well, I actually had a thought about that. All right. So, in order to try and salvage the moment, his first reaction was to go and buy some more food, which, that's his prerogative. He can do what the hell he wants. But at the same token, guys, all because you buy a woman something does not make everything good. That's a bad habit to get into. Because then you start doing that. What if you get married and your answer to everything is I'm gonna go buy something new to make her happy? That's bullshit. Now I'm taking it to an extreme, so take it with what I'm saying with a grain of salt, but it's something to just think about. We don't have to please women by buying external items and try to get on her good side. Sometimes we need to take the brunt of the hit and try and make it work without using any handouts.
That's first. And second, isn't this his birthday? I mean, can we make it a little bit more about not being a selfish way, but after the cold stone, we can migrate or try to incorporate something that's going to please you because this is already 5 hours into your birthday, and also the way that, I think the more so fact of what he was trying to do was change the environment, because that is the key point that he made, and he wanted to please her. But this is what I'm saying: as men, we need to also take into account our personal needs, which is why the goal should have been executed or should be close into execution. So let's see if he executes.
Back to good. We're back to good. Like conversation flowing well. We're joking, making jokes with each other, eating ice cream, chilling, talking. Like I think it was always better. It's always better when we're not sitting down. We're like walking and talking. That just the vibes were just, they were there. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. I'm like, so if I go on another date soon, then if I should be on some kind of date where we're kind of like walking around and talking, not just sitting down, because it's a lot of pressure doing it. So yeah, like I said, we're walking around making jokes, talking, having a good time. And then there's a couple moments. Well, actually, no, one moment in specific. So uh, we just stop. We're walking, talking, but we just stop for like a second. Then we're just kind of like looking at each other, and we're like still talking. And at that point, I'm kind of thinking about going for the kiss. Like I'm slowly getting closer and closer to her, like very subtly, and just kind of like looking at her eyes and looking at her lips, just kind of like feel her out, seeing if there's like a kissing vibe there. But to be honest, I didn't really feel it. Like I could have just went for it, and I should have just went for it, but I didn't really. I think I was trying to make it. I think I was making it obvious that I wanted to kiss her, but it seemed like she didn't seem like she was like reciprocating the energy.
All right, so this is a good I'm very proud, and I'm glad that he was able to acknowledge the fact that she wasn't recipient to his advancement, because that is a key point. You don't want to rush anything, and you don't want to make her feel uncomfortable. But as she already let it be known, she's getting more of a friend vibe than a flirtatious vibe, which in the first two videos it makes sense because he wasn't trying to make it a flirtatious vibe. I mean, if you're going out on a date, you, for a woman, a date can be a friend date or it can be a intimate date. For a
Right.
guy, we're looking at a date as there's one intention behind a date. We're not just trying to kick it with you. We got homies that we can kick it with. But the
Right.
whole thing is, we still got to fill you out and be on your type of timing and be patient. But you still got to make those. You got like Slim said. You got to set those breadcrumbs out.
Right. See, the whole thing is the first date. You know, I might just want to dig it because I might just want to feel you out. But if we're going on a second date, I'm looking for something, all right, and it's not necessarily sexual, but I'm definitely trying to get close.
Right.
So, with that being said, I want to ask you this, Gift. You're in this situation, right? And you're walking with a chick. Now, you said the Cavion said that she wasn't feeling it, but we gotta let's just think about this for a second. They stopped and they looked at each other. Now, usually when that happens, bro, it sounds like something out of a movie, but usually like when girls look up at a dude that they like, because she likes him. She likes him. The fact that she's spending all this damn time means that she wants something to happen.
Right.
When a girl looks up at a dude that she likes, bro, I think that that's actually a time to go for the kiss or at least make a romantic advancement, whether that's grabbing her hand, or pulling her in, even just putting your arm around her. You see, we're putting all this pressure on a kiss, but what other moves can we make? Like when we're playing chess, the whole point is to try and get close to the king and corner him so we can get a checkmate. What moves can we make right now to get a checkmate? What would you do in that situation, Giff?
All right. So there's a number of things. So first off, touch. It can,
Right.
like you said, it can be very minimal, but you just need to make that be known that this is more than just a friendly vibe. You can touch her arm, uh, maybe put your, not in a overly excessive way, but just kind of like, oh, I didn't know that you had this, and just kind of touch her hair, point out something that you see on her ear, do something that it's a subtle way of showing intimacy. Even if you felt like you wanted to kiss her, but you didn't want to make it too known, just kiss her on the forehead, and then she's probably gonna be like, "Why did you do that?" And then that's when you can elaborate. You can say something silly. Um, there's a lot of ways that you can make that situation happen. The fact that he didn't feel the energy for her to kiss him, that already speaks to where they kind of stand in the relationship and the dynamic. But as you said, she is spending all this time with him. She may have already made up in her mind that this is going to be a friendship because he didn't set those breadcrumbs. He didn't make that flirtatious vibe. Now she's comfortable in a friend setting, and she doesn't want to jeopardize her friendship with him for an intimate relationship because she only sees him as a friend now. So the whole thing is, you got to make this, you got to time everything right. You got to feel her out, and like he said, he felt like he should have kissed her in this time frame. Don't think about what you should have done. Think about what you can still do. That's the key point.
Exactly, bro. So even if she did see him, like I said, bro, earlier he established that he was not trying to be friends with her. He said that's not my intention. I think that she was giving him a chance, bro. Maybe the kissing vibe wasn't there, but there was definitely a vibe to do something else
Right.
and make a move. That's all I'm saying. So let's continue.
Right.
Like I said, we're still talking, like, and having a good time, but I'm like, it didn't feel like it was there. If that makes sense, I can't really explain it, but
Yeah, she shut it off.
so I end up not going for it. But I'm like, I don't care. Before this day ends, I'm going for it. I don't care even if I have to ask. Which
Okay, bro. All right. So that's where
Let's
I
keep
draw the
going, bro.
line. Yeah, no.
sounds bad. Asking for a kiss sounds bad. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, even if I have to ask, I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it. So after that, so it's already. So we spent 2 hours at Penn Express, 3 hours walking around. It's 5 p.m. at this point. But she's like, okay, I'm just kind of getting tired. Like, let's just sit in the car. So we sit in her car,
Another chance.
and we're talking and stuff, and I'm like, at this point, I'll probably never see her again after this day. I just felt that once she said the friend comment earlier about like this doesn't really feel like a date. At that point, I knew the date was like not over, but I knew I was not gonna see her again. Because if she sees me in that way, then what are we doing? What are we doing here? So, okay, where was that? Okay, so yeah, so we're sitting in the car, and I'm like, yeah, at this point, I'm never gonna see her again, so I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say. And so we're talking. I'm like, so I wanted to ask you something. She's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, what do you think about my people kissing on the first date? She was like, yeah, I would never do it. I'm like, so even if the vibes were well, like, went really well, like you would never kiss anybody on the first date? And she was like, no, I wouldn't. The vibes would have to go just extremely well for me to kiss on the first date. I don't usually do that.
Lies.
I was like, okay, okay.
Yeah, that like you said, that's a key point because she she's going to do it for the right man, not for the man that she's selling for. And in this situation, she may have went for that in the first date. The way that she was vibing with him, she initiated the initial. She initiated the first conversation. So with a man, if a woman goes out of her way to let it be known that she likes a guy, you're already winning. You're already setting yourself up for a relationship. Where he fumbled the
Right.
bag is that he didn't reciprocate that same energy. He kept it on a friendship and a respectful level, which you should always keep it respectful, but don't keep it too friendly, as she put it. Give a little bit of a mysterious slash. Um, you don't even gotta really be a jerk, but just be straightforward. Be straightforward. Be more direct with what your intentions are, because a woman that sees that a guy wants something but he's not direct about it, she feels like either she can play with him or he's not being honest, and a woman's not going to like or respect a man that doesn't have honesty.
So let me just explain that duality that Gift just kind of tried to, well, what he said. So basically, mysterious and direct sounds like an oxymoron, but when you really think about it, when someone who actually gets women talks to other women, they already suspect that he has other women. You know what I'm saying? So they automatically assume that, but they don't know that.
Right.
That's the mystery because they're not laying all of their cards on the table. So what he's saying is let her know that you like her and talk to her like you've been here 1,000 times before, but don't let her know what you have in your back pocket. Whether that be other women, whether it just be that you're just riding solo. She doesn't know anything about your personal life. That's the mystery.
Facts. Facts. And don't let everything be. Don't let your whole card. I mean, not card. Don't let your whole deck be shown. Especially first date. Second, you can be a little bit of revealing, but still keep that sense of mysteriousness. That's what's going to keep her intrigued.
And see, I just want all of you guys to be confident whenever you do get on. Assume that she likes you, bro. Because
Right.
if she agrees to actually go out with you, and you're not doing anything super expensive. You're not going to cheesecake. You're going to get some ice cream or some coffee. You do something plain like that where you're only spending about $16 and it's not being cheap anyway. Assume that she likes you, especially because you're not coming out of pocket too much and you're just doing something simple. If she agrees to that, she likes you. So go in there and act like you like her or actually like her.
And last key point I'm about to make before I get back into it: don't let your pockets do more of the talking than your time. In other words, don't let your time be the value and not how much you're coming out of pocket for her.
Right.
Because time is money. Let that be known.
And I kind of got quiet for like a couple seconds. I'm like, what if I kissed you? That's what I said. I said that straight up. That's exactly what I said. And then she was like, you want to?
Okay.
Yeah. And then she's like, honestly, I'm not really ready for that.
Fuck. Wow.
Let it keep going, bro. Just let it keep going.
And I kind of felt some kind of way, but I didn't really show it. I was just like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. I understand. I get it.
Can
But
we
like, there's
pause it?
nothing really else to say after that. So it's just kind of quiet at that point. We're just
Yeah,
like
bro, there's more.
looking around, like, and maybe I should have just like left at that point, but I kind of just stayed. So like I said, I didn't ask her why she didn't kiss me, but she kind of just like kept talking and kind of like explained why she didn't want to kiss me. And she was like, it just feels like we're kind of skipping a step. Like we didn't really it feels like we didn't really flirt or anything like that.
And this is the key point. There was no flirt. There was no build up. And for for women, they're more emotional, so you have to make them feel not only special but feel like they are they are the prize. Even if you have in your heart of hearts and your confidence that you are the prize, make them feel special. He he set this up to where he did make a good move, but the move was too late. He was already in checkmate, or no, he was already in check, and now he's trying to, scurry around the board, set himself up for checkmate, and it was too late, And she's saying, "I feel like we're skipping a step." She's not wrong. Unfortunately, so she's not wrong because he didn't set up the flirt. He didn't set the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, so when Gift says make them feel special, we're not talking about, as we've said plenty of times, we're not talking about spending a bunch of money or kissing her ass and calling her pretty all the time. See, to actually make someone feel special, you have to be special yourself so that they appreciate the time that you spent with them, if that makes sense. Like if a celebrity just, sent you a DM and was like, hey, you want to hang out, on some cool shit, you might feel a little special. You have to see yourself as a celebrity and value your time so much so that whenever you spend time with somebody else, that they can feel how much you love yourself, so that makes them feel special.
Facts. The main thing that I'm seeing as the underlying issue in this whole, the series is that he's putting her first before himself, which is never it's never a bad thing, but when you're overdoing it in the regards of you're not acknowledging your own wants, because he put his goals on the back burner for what he deemed as acceptable in her eyes. What's acceptable for you? Is she meeting the requirements and meeting it in the time frame that you're looking for to meet there?
Right. And I mean, honestly, bro, man, I forgot what I was about to say, bro. Just play. Just play.
We're just kind of like having like a friendly conversation. Then we kiss. It doesn't. Basically, she was saying it doesn't feel right. She was like, I feel like we're afraid to flirt. I'm like, I'm not
He
afraid to
likes
flirt.
you.
That's what I said to her. She was like, then how come you never do it? And I'm like, in my eyes, I thought I was flirting this whole time. Making jokes. I thought I was flirting. But then, yeah, we'll get to that part later. And then she was like, actually, I noticed that you tried to kiss me earlier. I'm like, what? Because remember earlier when I was saying, like, I was trying to, like, when we were outside, I tried to, like, kind of lean in just to kind of see what she was like, see if she wanted to kiss me, but I didn't feel like a vibe there. She noticed what I was doing. And obviously she didn't want to kiss me. Because if she knew what I was doing and she didn't want to meet me halfway, it just showed she didn't want to kiss me. So, and she already said she didn't. So, and then she was like, yeah, I noticed you tried to kiss me earlier. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, so what if I tried to go for it? She said she would have backed away and said, what are you doing? I'm like, wow. Okay, well, I respect the honesty, I guess. Yeah. So after that, the conversation takes a little turn. I don't know how I'm somehow able to, like, salvage this. Like, it was kind of awkward after that for like a little bit, but then we just start kind of talking about something else. And maybe that's on me. Maybe I should have just like left at that point. But I just stayed in the car and we just kept talking about something else. And then she just started talking about like some sexual stuff. She was asking me like questions like, how many times did I jack off per day? Like, just some weird questions like that. And when I told other friends, they're like, oh, she probably wanted to smash. I'm like, she didn't even want to kiss me. Why would she want to do that? Come on, let's kind of keep it a buck here. So no, that's not what I feel.
All
I
right, bro.
just
So
think
pause it.
she's kind of like,
So I mean, I'm gonna take accountability here. I was one of the guys who said I think she wanted to do that, and the reason I said that was because the fact that she's taken it so sexual to a point where you could easily lob it in. I think that she was trying to get you to really feel comfortable talking about that stuff. That's why I think that she still wanted to smash. That's just my opinion.
That's a very good point. Also, she said that she felt like they were skipping a step. She's basically saying, I want to feel the way I need to feel so that I do feel comfortable doing that. Because right now it would have been, for her, it would have felt forced. You may be ready for it, but she still needs to feel the climax that's building up to the kiss. And you're already at the climax, and she's not there. So you got to meet her. He was looking for her to meet him halfway, and she's saying, "Get me there." You know what I'm saying? Guide me halfway. I'm not. I may be able to get there myself, but that's not the point of the relationship. The point that she wants to feel is, as we said, feel special. And it's not even a materialistic thing, because a materialistic thing is only, it's not even going to take you to where she's trying to be at. So she incorporated this type of conversation he could basically kind of, bounce off of that. And the energy just wasn't, it wasn't intertwining. That was the issue, because he's looking at it like, this is weird, as opposed to what she's actually trying to do.
Right. So I mean, she's been throwing lobs this whole date.
Man. Well, let's see how this plays out.
Like like a over sexual person, and like she's just getting more comfortable now, so she's kind of just like saying whatever she wants to say. And she was like, "Yeah, I asked people at my job, or I asked some guys at my job that like something like that." So I'm like, I really did not feel like she wanted to like do anything, because if you're asking other dudes at your job the same question you're asking me, and then oh man, it just at that point, and she's just giving me more and more evidence of why like I'm never gonna really see her again. So after she's talking about all that, I'm kind of at this point I'm confused. I'm like, I don't know what she wants. Then I'm kind of like touching her hand, just like finding reasons to touch her hand. Like, oh, your hand is
too late.
Man,
so small. Like doing all this stuff to her hands. She's kind of like doing it, and I do this with her hands for like a second, but then she kind of like just kind of pulls away like that.
Wow. That's deep. Let's keep going.
So like, yeah, this is pretty much wraps. And mind, we're in the car for like another 3 or 4 hours.
Fam.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, bro. This is tough. This is tough. No one to make your exit. That may be the title for this one. No one to make your exit, because it's the whole thing. He said that he put his hands in the lock and she pulled away, in a light, gentle way of setting him down. Like, no, it's too late. And another 3-4 hours that she got of your time, after you already knew that the goal was out of reach. Sometimes it takes the pull away for her to acknowledge just what type of caliber person that she had in her presence. You can't give her so much access to where she feels like she can just play you like a fiddle. Get out of there.
Right, bro. Because for a lot of guys, man, this is confusing. A lot of guys go through this, man. Yeah. What Cavion is going through in person, a lot of those guys go through like in text messages. It's like one day they're going back and forth, and the next day she pulls away, and their heart is broken. Cavion is experiencing this in physical form to the point where, they're having all this fun and it's going back and forth. But when, he makes an advance, or lets his feelings be known, although he didn't let them be known in an overt way, she relegates him to simply a friend, and right now he's being her emotional wet wipe. All she's doing is blabbing at the mouth and talking about a bunch of nonsense, and he's there listening, trying to think of a way to get lip on lip action.
And can we still keep in mind, is this still his birthday?
Right.
4 more hours, fam. So we're at 9. We're at 9 hours if I'm keeping track correctly.
It might actually be 9, bro. And you guys can't call him this, but his nickname is Full Shift.
Full shift?
Yeah, full shift, because that's a full work shift, big dog.
Dog. Wow. Dog, that's
No,
school
that
hours.
school hours is wild, dude.
School hours with extracurricular activities. What they call after school programs in the
Right.
computer lab. Man, all right, bro. We want to see the conclusion, bro. This is tough.
So think about it. It is my birthday. It is. We met at 12 p.m. It is about 9 p.m. at this point. I spent 9 hours. I spent a whole work shift with this girl. Isn't that kind of crazy? So that's on me. Like, first off, I shouldn't.
It's belligerent.
I should have even been on the date that long, especially if I have other plans after. That's on me. I gotta be better in that aspect. Um. So at this point, she's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna get going." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm like, "All right, let me give you a hug goodbye." Before we leave. She's like, "Okay." So I get out my car, or not my car. I get out of her car. I walk around and give her a hug. As I'm going for the hug, I'm going for the hug, right? Hug her. As I let go, I just going for a kiss. I mean, at this point, I don't care. I don't care. What's the worst you can do? Like, smack me? Like, dodge the kiss? And she dodges the kiss, then okay, it's wraps right there. Like, I'll never speak to her again, whatever. So after that, I let go. I go for a kiss. As I'm going for the kiss, he is pulling away. She was just like, I'm like, wow. So she basically just dodged me. And the icing on top, the cherry on the top of the cake.
Yo, pause it. Pause it. Creme de la creme.
Bro, wow. I mean, fam, this is, listen, the better move would have been to grab the cheek. I mean, it's a little bit more subtle.
Right.
It's a little bit more subtle. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Even on the second date, when he was thinking about going for the kiss, grab the cheek. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to grab both. Both would have been probably at this opportunity. But it sets you in a different lane, dude. It sets you in a different lane. And it's more smooth. It's more subtle. She wouldn't be expecting that.
No, bro, I'm going to be honest. I lay my cards on the table, bro. I tell him you get 2 free hugs. What does that mean? Oh, well, you'll figure it out. Don't worry. 2 free hugs.
See? And that's what I'm saying. Man, there's just a lot to unravel. We got a few more minutes. Let's see what he does.
Let's wrap it up.
You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, that. She says to me, "Oh, I thought you would have been more smooth with it."
Wow.
And then I just start walking away. And she's just like, "Bye." I'm like, "Bye." And she's like, "Bye." And I think she kept saying bye a bunch of times because she kind of felt bad of what she just said. And she basically just dodged my kiss. And I walked away and haven't spoke to her since that day. After the date, I wasn't mad. People, when I was telling people about this story, they were like, "Oh, I know you felt some kind of way. I would have been sick. I would have felt so bad." I'm like, I honestly didn't feel that bad. I honestly didn't. Just because, first time, at least she was honest. She wasn't the best girl, but she was honest, and which I 100% respect. A little too honest, in my opinion. And, I went for her. I went for the kiss, even though I probably should have done it earlier. Maybe on a second date. And maybe I could have had better success. But at the end of the day, I could find girls way better than her. And I kept my word to myself. I said I was going to go for a kiss. I did go for the kiss. It didn't work out. There's too many other girls in the world for me to be tripping about just one. So, after I told my friends, one of my friends kind of roasted me for it. I'm like, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm happy. I'm proud of myself that I went out and, kind of just, got out of my comfort zone. First date I've been on in a while, and I was doing something right. For us to be having 9-hour dates, there has to be some kind of chemistry there. I could somehow communicate somewhat decently in order for a girl to be talking to me for that long. I'm doing something right. There's just something slightly I'm just not doing right. And that night I was kind of confused about that. Damn, I'm talking too fast. That night I was kind of confused about that part, about where I went wrong. And I don't know if you remember me telling you earlier, but I went on this date. I went on this date with this girl from my job, like earlier in the year, and I said to her that, the reason that didn't work. I said to the girl I just previously went on a date with from Hinge, like when she was asking me about, previous dates I went on, I told her maybe that didn't work out because I was being like too friendly or whatever. So, and I'm actually cool with this girl. I'm still cool with the girl that works at my job. So I asked her, I'm like, hey, can you be honest with me? Like, do I give off like friendly vibes, especially like on the date? And she basically said I did. So I'm like, okay, I understand now. I know what I need to work on. I'm good at conversating. I'm good at being friendly, but I need to take it to the next level. I need to add some flirting into it. And that's when I start doing like some deep research on how to flirt and how to become like a better flirter, how to like escalate into a kiss. I can't just go from just like talking just to kissing immediately like that. It has to be like a slow escalation. And so I learned a lot. And maybe I'll do a video probably tomorrow talking about, things I learned from my date. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I can't really think of nothing else to say. That was December 19th. That was the last date I went on, and I haven't been on a date since then. Kind of working on trying to get another date pretty soon, but, we'll talk about that later down the line. But thank you everyone for watching, especially if you got this far into the video, like part 3. Like, really, really, it means a lot. I really appreciate you listening.
All right, so Cavion, bro, much love to you, man. You my cousin, got love for you. We're just gonna wrap it up with Gift. How do you flirt, bro? How do you think men should? How do you flirt specifically, and what steps can a beginner take?
So, and it's so as cliche as it sounds. I'm not going to say that. I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth. The key to it is be yourself, because nobody can be yourself better than you.
Right.
But the second thing is know your strengths and play into those, and avoid your weaknesses the best way you can. But still embrace those. Still embrace your weaknesses. Don't let those be a thing that she knows. That's just for you to know. But also, so like, I'll give an example. The ways that he had set up, not even in the previous dates, even though those were the times that you should have executed. When a woman is giving you a lob, when she's saying something along the lines of, hey, I recognize that you were going to kiss me, or hey, I can see this about you that I like. Play off of that. Be like, oh, so you did see that, or be like, hey, so you like that. You know what I'm saying? Play with her a little bit to where you're acknowledging what she's saying. You're acknowledging it as a compliment, but you're acting like you already know, because you should know yourself. So don't play into it as if you're too flattered. Of course you should be flattered. Let her know that you appreciate it, but don't go so far as to overplay yourself in a way that is, the best way I can put it, to where you be slightly conceited, because conceited it's a thin line between conceited and confidence. Don't overplay it, but definitely be a little bit arrogant, but don't be so much of that characteristic that it comes off as distasteful. Just be confident for the most part, and slip a little bit of these bad connotations in there, because a woman's going to like a little bit of toxicity. It keeps them on their toes. They want something that they can see as, I can play off of that. I can make an argument out of this, or just make it. You initiate something that you can playful banter off of. Like, oh, I see that you got these off-brand feelers. Something stupid like that. If she comes in a combative way, you can be like, man, you taking it too serious. You ain't even got, but still be having a smile on your face. Don't be all serious when you say it. There's things that you got to just lighten the situation about, but still, just basically bounce off of the energy, or even fluctuate it. If it feels like it's going too smooth, just kind of, keep her on her toes, bounce it off of maybe like somebody's walking by and they look goofy. You know, say like, look at this fool. You know, just small stuff.
Yeah. So basically, what Gift was saying, just to kind of put it in a nutshell, he was saying that you need to be so confident that when something like that does happen, where she's like, "Oh, I saw that you tried to kiss me," you can easily reverse it. So,
Right.
like, if she would have said that to me, I would have been like, "Wow, I appreciate that you're paying so much attention to me," and then like look her dead in her eyes, something like that, bro. Like, let her know that like you're there too, and you really want this experience to work. What else did I want to say, man? I feel like there's just so much. Oh yeah, so we were watching the first two videos earlier, and one thing that I said was that Cavion is like a center that doesn't score. Like he's good enough to get in the game, but he doesn't score at all. All he does is get rebounds. That's literally it. Because this whole date, that's all he was doing was just getting rebounds. She was over here bringing up all this stuff, and she was over here talking about all this nonsense. And then whenever he tried to make a move, the shot didn't go in. So then he would have to get another rebound, and he'd have to keep trying to play it off. Nah, bro, we're trying to be Shaq in this mug, bro. We trying to break backboards or break backs.
Right. And
um,
that's a very good analogy as well, because as a center, you're also going to be dishing off the ball. Some centers are known to still be able to get in the paint and dribble the ball, have the ball in their possession. From what it was looking like, he was rebounding it and then dishing off to another player, which in this right in this case it was her. He's just dishing it back off to her.
Right. Yeah, bro. Is there anything else you need to add? Is there like an overarching theme that you want to put on this video?
Yeah, the overall theme: don't procrastinate on your initiation or your goal. If you have a mindset, if you have an intention, let that not necessarily be too forwardly known, but still let it be the undertone of what you're trying to say. Let that be the energy that's spoken over the conversations. Also, 9 hours is way too long for a date. But the reason why it was 9 hours is because as the man, you're supposed to initiate. She was giving him those 9 hours of her time to see if he was going to initiate, and she still rocked with him on a tough level to the point, as he acknowledged, that she was saying bye multiple times because she still felt bad. She was just being truthful. She was being honest. But it shied him away because he felt like he didn't do enough of what he was supposed to in the right time. Don't be in the mind state to where you're in shoulda, coulda, woulda. Be in the mind state of what can still be done or what I can do.
Yeah. So to conclude, I would just say this, man. Really, how to flirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, don't be afraid to initiate physical touch, even if it's in a friendly manner. That forehead kiss, man. If you're too afraid to go for an actual kiss, the forehead kiss is powerful. That's like a gentleman's version of a player putting his hand on a woman's neck on the first date. You know what I'm saying? Because when a player puts a woman his hand on a woman's neck, that's kind of signifying something overly sexual. When a gentleman kisses a woman on the forehead, that's a kiss of endearment, and that can really generate butterflies in in the woman's stomach. Because it's like, dang, I'm looking up at this man and he just kissed me on the forehead, and I kind of feel like a child, but at the same time, I liked it. Like it's all these different emotions. So don't be afraid to do something subtle. You don't have to come off overly overt, but make sure that you're doing something. Move the pawn closer to the king in order to get that checkmate. Furthermore, don't be afraid to use your words. Cavion started to use his words at the end, but it was too late. Make some of those actions towards the beginning. What if he would have asked her, "Hey, what if we kiss in Panda Express instead of waiting all the way until the end?" Even though I don't recommend you saying that, still, how would the date have went then? You know, so all of those things just to consider. That's it for this video, though. Unless Giff has anything else to say, I'm out this mug. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for watching. Check out my YouTube or my Instagram for more content. Peace.